So I haven't done a tutorial in a long time on swirls and curls. So I thought I would do a more updated one. And one thing I noticed that a lot of people point out is, oh, it's got to be the brushes you're using. So what I'm going to use today is a whole variety of brushes, all different sizes, and they're quite worn. You can see they don't come to a point anymore, they're rounded. I wet this one, and that helps a little. But I'm going to use all different sizes, all different types. I do have one Wolf Brothers or Wolf brush here. The rest of them are low Cornell. This is cheap. It's Craft Smart. So this is low Cornell, low Cornell, low Cornell. And this is Creative Mark. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is, what's his name? Mark, a famous face painter. Okay, so let me go ahead and just demonstrate that is not the brush. A lot of people say it's got to be the brush, it's got to be the brush. It's not the brush. It's the stroke that you use. All right, so I'm going to wet the brush and just go ahead and load it with some white. And what I do when I'm loading the brush is I get it to, let me pull this over here so you can see. I get it to a watery, but a little bit creamy, but it's gotta be able to move. You know, it can't be real dry and thick. And a lot of times people just don't have enough water on their brush. So if you see I'm holding it parallel to the skin, and I'm gonna push it down. I'm gonna push it down hard, and the harder I push it down, the fatter it is. And as I drag it away, watch me turn the brush. See how I'm twirling it in my hand? And I'm pulling the brush up perpendicular. And that's how you get that nice crisp point. The other thing you should always do is keep your swirls and curls and your teardrops close together. So if you do something like this, and you see people that face paint and they do this real far apart, it looks terrible. That's not a good looking way to do it. So what you want to do is you want to put them close together. So I'm going to come here, and I'm going to just imagine a point here, and I'm going to try and bring everything close into that point. And actually it should be closer than that even. Right? And I can go ahead and fill in here and show you how much better it looks when you put stuff close. All right, and see how pretty that looks when they're all close together, even though they're kind of combobulated there. So the thing with swirls and curls and teardrops is your line work. So what I'm doing first, and there's different ways to do this, the one I just showed you, I pushed it flat and I pulled up till I was perpendicular to the skin. You can go the opposite way. You can first be perpendicular and then push. So I can do them this way. That's not comfortable for me, so that's why I don't use these. I can do it if I have to, but it's real hard for me to get the curve that I like in there when I do it that way. But that is another way you can do it. It's an alternative. But pushing down fat, twirling the brush as you go, and pulling up perpendicular, and you can get that curve. So if you see I'm kind of curving it at the end. So let's say this was the corner of an eye, and I'd want to bring everything into the corner of that eye. Okay, so now let me use a different brush so that I can show you it's not the brush. That was, let's see what number that was. And it's probably a 4 because that's my favorite. It's a 5. Okay, it's a little bigger. All right, so let's use something even bigger. Let's see what number this is. This is a 3. Oh, it's smaller. It looks fatter. I guess it's more worn out. And let's look at this low Cornell. Round 4. Okay, so a little smaller. I guess 5 was my big one. All right, so let's do a different color, and we can do some on top of this. All right, so I'll grab a pink. Pink is such a popular color. All right, so do it again. I'm gonna lay down and pull. I guess I shouldn't do it on top of there. I'll lay down and pull, and this is a metallic, which I probably shouldn't have chose because it doesn't show as well. Okay. Let's do a deeper color here, more solid. So you're gonna push down and pull. Push down. And remember, this is a skinnier brush, so I really gotta make sure I push down to get that question mark look, or that teardrop itself. Okay, so now let's work on swirls and curls. So swirls and curls, I'm gonna start with my brush straight up, and as I bring it around, I'm gonna lay it down, and then I'm gonna come back up to that point. So what I'm doing is starting perpendicular to the skin. So let's turn it this way. Okay, I'm starting this way, and I need a little more water with this color. I'm starting into the skin, and I'm starting my question mark, and as I come around, I'm pushing. See how I'm pushing it down? And then I'm coming back up to that point. Now, I can do it the opposite way, just like with the teardrops. All right, so I can start from the tail, so I'm straight up, and I go forward, lay it down, pull it around, and come back up to that point. Now you can do a double. So I think of it like a plane come flying in, all right? So you come flying in off of this swirl, pull, and bring it in. That one isn't very good. Let me bring it more. There we go. And you can do doubles. And then what it allows you to do, so I'm gonna switch colors here, is you can go to a different color, and you can actually fill that in. And you can fill it in with different colors, but I'm just doing it with white for now. If you wanted to. Okay, so let's do a swirl. I'm gonna go point, around, down, around, and back up to the point. All right, now let's go with another one. I don't know what kind this is. It's pink, so I'm thinking it's Silly Farm. I can't tell. And by the way, sillyfarm.com is where you can get all the best painting supplies. Okay, so let's go. I can tell I have too much paint on there. Let's go down and around and pull it up. And this definitely is a cheaper brush because the bristles don't want to stay together. And that's one reason don't buy your stuff at a craft store. Go to sillyfarm.com and get real face painting brushes. All right, so now if I want to add another swirl to this, the way you can build is to come off of this fat part, pull it down, go fat again, and come back up to a curl. I have to admit, with this brush, I am struggling. It is crap. Okay, let's try the Wolf Brothers. Let's see how that comes out. I'm gonna load it. And let's turn over. Okay, so now I'm gonna combine the swirls and the teardrops. All right, so go around. Oops, I didn't lay that very well, did I? And you should never paint like I just did there. I'm trying to fix it though. All right, when you go slow, it's a little bit harder. So now I'm gonna pull some teardrops right next to it. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of curve with this. I'm gonna pull fat and pull in, pull fat and pull in. There's my cat wanting to be a part of it. Pull fat and pull in. So that's adding your teardrops around it. Get down. Okay, so if I wanted to add some to this, I could come in. Okay, come on. Get. Oh, another good thing you can add here too is your dots. So you really got to have your brush loaded for dots. All right, so let me, this brush is a little bit pointed, but see how I vary the size and just kind of trail them off. Okay, get out of there. No. Ah, you little rat. Okay, so I will say the most comfortable brush to me is Low Cornell. But as you can see, you can do it with all of them. Now, let me show you how to double load. So you're going to get your brush really wet. Let me go ahead and pull this over here. And get my brush really wet. So I get a lot of white on here. And I really want more on the back than anything. Now I'm going to dip it again, and I'm going to come over to whatever color I want to mix with it. So let's just say this pink. And I'm trying to make a little puddle here and really just get the pink on the end. So you can see I've got the pink and the white. All right, so the pink's on the tip. All right, so now I can do the same thing I'm doing with teardrops, and I can lay down and make a petal. Okay, then I can do another one. And you can do them the exact same size, but if you want to give like an effect of it tilting up more three-dimensional, then as you come around this side, just lay them a little shorter. So it looks, it looks a little more three-dimensional. So it kind of looks like it's tilted that way, like that. Or you can just do them all the same. If you're doing a quick face and you just want to do some flowers. Sorry, did that out of the camera. You want to just do a couple flowers, and you can just use the tip of your brush too, the very tip, and make little flowers. All right, and then you can come back in the center with a different color, or just dot it with white. So I might come in and just dot, dot, dot my 3 flowers. And then from there, you can bring some teardrops in. Or maybe you can come this way even. And put them around the flowers. You can dot the middle of this, and see, I'm going to do this elongated because I have this flower in my head a little more sideways. You can also do quick leaves with this too. You can just pull your teardrop out a little and make it like a leaf. Or you can start off skinny and go out and pull for a leaf. Maybe do a couple. They're really just teardrops. Okay, so let me move down some more. One more review. You can do your teardrops on your tip of your brush. Slide and push. Or get down. The way I like to do it is to lay it down first. Twist and pull. Get. I can't paint with you biting the brush. Stop. You can do them that way. And then you can do your swirls. So now we're going straight in, laying it down. Get out of there. Come here. You can't drink the paintbrush water. Gosh, you have a whole bowl. And then you can combine. So you can put your teardrops with it. And this is drying out. See, this is why you got to keep your brush wet enough. It's drying on me. If you want to go forward, you can start with your brush perpendicular. And then lay it down. And my brush is hitting the camera. Okay, and then you can add to it. You can just keep building. Add your teardrops in there. You can put some dots. Vary the size. So I hope this helps. It was an update to the old one.